statewide total shutdown called by Justice for Sanaton Athokpam cripples normal life in various parts of Manipur. And India reports above 3,23,000 new COVID-19 cases and 2,771 deaths in 24 hours. Recovery rate drops to 82.54%. Hello and welcome to Impact News. You're watching Afternoon News. I'm Joyshree Usham. To stay protected from coronavirus, wash your hands frequently, wear your mask properly and maintain a safe distance. Now the news in details. 24-hour statewide total shutdown called by Justice for Sanaton Athokpam since 6 p.m. yesterday crippled normal life in various parts of the state today. Business hubs and most shops except medical stores in the state are closed. Vehicular movement is strictly restricted except for a few vehicles plying on emergency and essential service. Band supporters at various parts of the state carried out protests on the streets demanding justice for Sanaton Athokpam. Speaking to media, a protester demanded justice and condemned that post-mortem report has not been made public even after a month. Protesters asked why police and other relevant authorities have not taken necessary measures to solve the suspicious death of Sanaton Athokpam, who was a 5th semester MBBS student of RIMS.
Akoina says that mayam nang asi tilliba phambiba se akogi Sanaton haiba angang se mi hathina hatpiba aduga police na su akoina tan badhabi imphong ngasi bau pidaba haidi FIR pan bidaba adai postmortem report pidaba karigum abda tawdaba ngasi bauba thama makhai akoina sangsalaiba khongjang sida kanagum amtana karino akoina pami badhabi taliba singse amta bibidaba na akoi leptri ngasi dhabi singje phangdri hauba akoi masi leptra dum akoi khongjang ji jangsan ki gani.
International Peace and Social Advancement IPSA today observed Black Day in memory of the day when the independent Kingdom of Manipur lost its independence to the British Empire in 1891 after the Kongjom War. The day was observed at IPSA office in Kashampat with the participation of leaders and representatives of Justice Committee on Anglo-Manipuri War 1891, martyrs and freedom fighters of Kanglei Park, Manipur, and civil society organizations. Attendees paid floral tributes to the freedom fighters of the state at the event. Inhabitants of remote hilly villages are still unaware about centers' efforts to eradicate hepatitis in the country by 2030. Speaking to Impact News at T. Nampau village in Chandel district, President of Kuki Students Organization Kengjoy Block, Kakai Haukib, said name of the disease itself is a foreign term for the villagers and they are unaware about hepatitis and its variants. Kakai maintained that villagers are ignorant about free tests for hepatitis B and C and free treatment of hepatitis C being provided under the National Viral Hepatitis Control Program at various district hospitals of the state. He appeals to the government to raise awareness on the same to the villagers residing along the Indo-Myanmar border to make the national program a success.
Hepatitis is tampak di especially in valley area. Aswari di hepatitis di moi area sukra lebi di le oiso kenge sab di rom di se sa backward su oiwa aduga Burma da su khra na ba international board ama oibanina hepatitis haiba se rino haiba se moi su phena khang tabanina sigumba eno program ama awareness tab ama simraga khunmayam ama pun prasu khun khuding da localized toraga mapamda asigumba awareness program che government na pator na ngai ekhoina pamjaban testing facilities yo asidagi chatte corona traga kunu laubag saruk da asira testing facilities ama thamdio.
Gamfa Zol village, a remote village in Chandel district, is still deprived of basic amenities. The village, with poor road connectivity, lacks provision of education, health, water and electricity. Speaking to Impact news, Kamfazol village chief Mangjangam Haukip said they have been facing water scarcity since 1963 when the village was first established. He said that there is no electricity in the village and the last time villagers experienced electric lights was for a month during Christmas 2 years ago. He also appeals to set up a primary health center or a sub-center in the village as they have to travel far in times of medical emergencies. The village chief also urged the government to upgrade the existing primary schools so that the village students don't have to travel far from home for higher studies. Mangjangam Haukip expressed suspicion over the durability of the recently black-topped road leading from Sonjang to Kamfazol as quality was not maintained.
Asabalam Wedina, Masida, Padi Dolcal Weberi, Isinga, Maini, Education, Aruga, Medical Nasi Webini. Masimarata, Amatasu success with the Ising Sisu, Matak the Ising Room Lebeni, Pushing Bagi Department, Hoyu Pawashida, Water Supply is Kara Mapu Pabang. Electric Matanga, Chahi Sure, see wild thing Lega. Hama tap chan ngale sembal dari Christmas tu ngale dubo health matangda anaba kayam le basu hojik se doctor lete nurse paw lete.
A team of Imphal police station today arrested 26 people for violating COVID-19 related SOPs like wearing of face mask. The team arrested them during a special drive carried out to nab violators of COVID-19 SOPs in areas under the jurisdiction of the police station. The arrested violators were produced before the executive magistrate for further action. NCC Northeastern Region NER is striving for inclusion of NCC as an elective subject in educational institutions of the Northeast states. Additional Director General NER, Major General Ananta Bhuyan, has assured of extending necessary help for the same. It may be mentioned that the initiative is being taken under NCC Border Areas Expansion Plan, and even the UGC on April 15 notified Vice Chancellors of all the universities across the country to include NCC as General Elective Credit Course, GECC. Now it's time for a small commercial break. After the break, we bring you updates on coronavirus cases in India and the world. Keep watching Impact News.
Office of the Joyshree Group of Finance, Head Office Singmairong near Eastern Motor, Imphal East, May Tara mga English Singanikun Mathoy, Tha Amada Lupa Lising Marika Hulaga, Hausagadoriba, Lottery cum Tender Siaw Biraga, Lupa Lak Kun Gimapu Oibiu, Lucky Draw Fauragana, Lupa Lak Amafang Bigani, Loinana, Atoba Matamda, Ezen Yankay Supamzay, Ezen Singidamak monthly income, draw timing na Nutulgipung Anini.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching Afternoon News. India's daily spike of COVID-19 cases remain above 3 lakhs for the past 6 consecutive days. Country reported 3,23,144 new COVID-19 cases in the past 24 hours. India's COVID tally stands at 1,76,36,307. As per the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, there are 28,82,204 active cases in India, and death toll stands at 1,97,894 with the addition of 2,771 new COVID deaths in the past 24 hours. On a positive note, 2,51,827 recoveries were reported in the past 24 hours, rising the total recovered cases to 1,45,56,209. India's recovery rate has further declined to 82.54%. Maharashtra has the highest active coronavirus cases of above 6,76,000. Globally, coronavirus has infected above 14,85,20,000 people. Above 31,34,600 people have died, and recoveries are above 12,62,09,000. USA ranks highest with over 68,12,000 active cases of COVID-19, followed by India and Brazil. COVID-19 active cases are surging in the northeast states. Assam ranks highest with 19,111 active cases, followed by Meghalaya with 1,403 cases and Sikkim with 928. There are 910 active cases of COVID-19 in Manipur, 830 in Tripura, 769 in Mizoram, 727 in Nagaland, and 724 in Arunachal Pradesh. Assam Health Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma on Monday assured that the state has sufficient stock of oxygen for COVID-19 patients for the next 10 days. "14 days lockdown in Karnataka begins today from 9 p.m. Only essential services would be open from 6 a.m. till 10 a.m. for the next 2 weeks. Karnataka Chief Minister B.S. Yedurappa announced this yesterday, soon after a cabinet meeting. There would be no public transport in the state and metro trains would not operate in the Bangalore city. The Chief Minister further said that all industries except manufacturing would remain closed, and the garment industries, which hire lakhs of employees in the state, would also remain closed, while all agricultural related activities would be allowed in rural areas. Agricultural markets in cities will function only for a limited period in the morning. The decisions were taken after a hectic consultation with an expert committee and ministers during a 3-hour-long cabinet meeting. Kerala has also imposed more stringent restrictions following the COVID-19 situation. As India battles pandemic second wave, the UK has sent ventilators and oxygen concentrators, while Australia has suspended direct passenger flights to India. The first shipment of COVID medical supplies from Britain to India, including 100 ventilators and 95 oxygen concentrators, arrived early Tuesday. Many countries, including the United Kingdom, Germany, and the United States, have pledged to send urgent medical aid to India. India's new coronavirus cases have stayed above 3 lakhs for 6 consecutive days on Tuesday. India is expecting to receive the first batch of Russia's Sputnik V vaccine against COVID-19 on May 1st. Meanwhile, Oxygen Express carrying medical oxygen has left Jharkhand's Bokaro for Madhya Pradesh. Reserve Bank of India has warned that the resurgence of the COVID-19 pandemic could bring back inflationary pressures in the country. In its economy report, the RBI yesterday said the resurgence in COVID-19, if not contained in time, risk protracted restrictions and disruptions in supply chains with consequent inflationary pressures. It also said the pandemic protocol, speedier vaccination, ramping up hospital and ancillary capacity, and remaining resolutely focused on a post-pandemic future of strong and sustainable growth with macroeconomic and financial stability is the way forward. Now the sports news. In IPL cricket, Kolkata Knight Riders defeated Punjab Super Kings by 5 wickets at Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad last night. Put into bat first, Punjab posted 123 runs for 9 wickets in the stipulated 20 overs. In reply, KKR easily chased down the target for the loss of 5 wickets in 16 overs and 4 balls with the help of Morgan's unbeaten 47 of 40 balls and Rahul Tripathi's 41 of 32. Today, Delhi Capitals will take on Rajasthan, with Royal Challengers Bangalore at 7 p.m. in Ahmedabad. In a sporting gesture, Kolkata Knight Riders Australian pacer Pat Cummins has contributed $50,000 to the PM Cares Fund, specifically to purchase oxygen supplies for India's hospitals. The first state-level T.H. Helen Devi Cash Prize Junior Boys Kabaddi Tournament has been postponed owing to COVID-19 pandemic. Press release from Chirai Union Club, Mayang Imphal, informed that it was supposed to host the tournament under the aegis of Manipur State Kabaddi Association from April 29 till 30. However, it has been postponed as per government's guidelines until further notice. Now, before we end, let's take a look at the headlines once again. 24 hours statewide total shutdown called by Justice for Sanaton Athokpam cripples normal life in various parts of Manipur. And India reports above 3,23,000 new COVID-19 cases and 2,771 deaths in 24 hours. Recovery rate drops to 82.54%. That's all we have in this bulletin. Thank you for being with us. For more news, you can also follow Impact TV on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Have a great afternoon and stay